All right. And we are live, and I'm back. And
You're back.
I
And
am.
you're looking dapper as ever.
Well, thank you.
And happy
Hopefully-
belated birthday again.
Well, thank you. It was earlier. It was Monday.
Yep.
So
Well, it's Thursday now, right?
I
At
know.
9 o'clock.
Well, it's not that belated.
9:02.
It's in the week. It's in the birthday week. So
That's right.
That's what matters. Well, I don't have anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and instead of doing a belated a belated intro, let's kick it off.
Fab Studios
All right.
presents Figure Action. That one's me.
What is up, everybody? It's Thursday. It's 9 o'clock. And if you're watching us here live, thank you very much. We appreciate you all. We wouldn't be able to do the show without our phenomenal audience. And so, yeah, thanks for popping in. We're Figure Action. We're a collector's podcast. And if you want to know all about what's going on in Transformers, third party, and other action figure news, you're in the right spot. I'm ExtraZero. I'm joined by Mr. Mike Rogers, Junkie Crafts and Builds. We've got T-Man and Dave and Matt coming in a little bit later, but we're kicking it off. We're on time, or reasonably on time here this evening. And before we go ahead and get started, if you're watching us live, pop over to that live chat over there. We've got a bunch of cool folks hanging out with us already. We'll be getting some chat shout outs in just a minute here. And make sure you slam that like button because it really helps us out in the algorithm. And if you're not already subscribed, make today the day you consider becoming a subscriber, because we're ever so close to nearing to 1,000 subs and getting monetized. And Sunny Bright Megatron, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, my birthday, as I mentioned, was Monday. Had a pretty good time. I actually started a little birthday celebration last week. I'll save it for my intro. I'll save it for when we get into how I'm doing. While you're at it,
you already started. Why don't you
I guess I did. So last Thursday, I missed a show. My father-in-law got tickets to see Tony Woods, one of the best comedians, living comedians out there. But unfortunately, it was Tony Woods and friends, so it was more of an open mic night. But he had some historic comedians there from the DMV area, and it was cool to see them. He was funny. Some of the open mic people, not so much. There was one dude, I think his name was Frankie Money from Baltimore. Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. So that's where I was last week. And then what did we do on Friday? We did something on Friday. We did something on Saturday. Sunday we went to Fogo de Chao for a buddy's birthday. Monday we went and Lex and I went to Dave and Buster's. I took off work. And we went to Dave and Buster's, so there was like nobody there. We got dibs on all the games, and then we went to Uno, and then we basically came home into a food coma.
Okay, well, I'm glad you allowed yourself a little bit of a cheat day.
Yes,
sounds like so. Awesome news.
I had.
Did you pick up anything?
I did. So today this came in. This is the Studio Series Rise of the Beast Scorponok, and this is a big deluxe. You don't normally see deluxes this big anymore, and at least this is the alt mode. There's nothing much to him. I mean, he's your simple beast former, ball joints galore. Interestingly, robot head and beast head are the same thing. Very simple transformation, but I like stuff like this, where like how the hands integrate into the claws. Some really cool design stuff going on in this.
Neat.
And and also too, I appreciate that they actually gave him a Predacon insignia rather than trying to say he's a Terrorcon for whatever reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So all around, this is a fun figure. It's a neat transformation. It does some stuff you wouldn't expect. It's pretty big, and it doesn't feel cheap or hollow. So recommended.
Cool.
My birthday gift to myself was this guy. When BBTS put these up, I had to have this. I'm going to sell my regular MDLX Megatron because this one just does it for me.
That looks phenomenal.
Yeah. If anybody's thinking about picking this guy up, and I still have issues with this one hip skirt. It just, if you watch Deluxe, he talks about this, how like the hip skirts don't stay on. I put a little bit of Kiki on both sides, and it seemed to fix this side a lot. Like this side still comes off, but it doesn't come off by breathing on it. This side is still a little touch and go. But other than that, this is a really, really good looking piece. I like it a lot. And this ticks the box for me for like what I want for like a stylized Megatron. And I absolutely love the comic deco. So
Cool.
And lastly, I got I know I said I'm eating crow because I said no more X-Transbots after Bond James. Well, after Matt and a few people I trust got fast, I was like, okay, I'll pick him up. And I wasn't disappointed. This is a phenomenal figure. And this is the closest that they've ever come to doing like anything close to fans toys.
Really?
Yeah. In terms of finish, in terms of feel, there's a lot of die cast. The engineering's good. There's no clearance issues. Some people are like, oh, the feet are wonky. I mean, the feet, it's...
You're not going to look at the feet.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to look at the feet. And they're once you know how they work, you're not trying to bend things over other things. This is a good transformation. And the tolerances on it are mostly good. I say mostly good because, there's some parts that are a little too tight, but not like where you feel like you're going to break it. So then I saw TF Source got Fury in. And I logged in TF Source, and they're like, hey, you have $35 in source points. And I said, fuck yeah, I'm going to get myself Fury.
Awesome. Okay.
And he looks good for the most part. We'll talk about this piece later.
Oh,
because there's
I've heard some statements about that.
Yeah, and I don't know why they did this way, because this is you might think like, oh well, it's probably just that's where the transparent piece plugs in. No, that's not transparent. That's painted on. That is an empty hollow piece. Why they did that is just it's so baffling.
Well, you can't get too close to perfection, so you gotta find some way to give you that look of like what are you thinking? But especially they do look good.
He doesn't have this at all. I'm like, what? Why? What's going on here? This figure I have a lot of QC issues with.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So first and foremost, this I had to put Kiki on this arm because it was pretty loose. It's good now. But when I first got this was like, you can see I can just do this, but it would just instantly flop down. So to put Kiki on there, it would be an easy fix. There's a screw on the back, but the screw on my copy is stripped, so I can't loosen or tighten it. The waist on this guy is very, very, very loose. Okay. And the thighs are so tight that I can rotate them, but I'm afraid to because like I can feel these pieces, and I've loosened the screws, but I just think it's probably because they're painted underneath. Yeah. So I've been very careful about it. So it's like,
oh, it's so unfortunate. Yeah. It's like night and day and everything else.
Really, really good. Highly recommended. But then they know they got you on this guy. Like you can't just get one or the other, which sucks. So. No.
Are you gonna try to? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say they're really just gonna stand on my shelf, and if I want to transform one, I'm gonna mess with fast. Fury's just gonna be the one, that I kind of just,
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask if you were gonna talk to TF Source about getting a replacement or just.
I don't think that like that's the thing. Unless X-Transbots does like a recall, I don't really know what they're gonna do. They're gonna be like, well, did the figure fall apart? No. And like I said, I fixed the shoulder the best I can. This here seems to just be a universal problem with it being loose. Okay. And again, I could take it apart and I could put Kiki in there. I could probably put shock oil in the thigh joint and get that fixed. Fortunately, mine doesn't have loose knees like Deluxe did. Like my knees are relatively fine. They hold up like.
Oh, so it's a whole mixed bag of just little things that just a little more time it would have been great.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You get one out and you're like, oh well, Chinese New Year's coming up, so obviously that's probably why. It's also odd that they didn't, and also they should have been a 2-pack. Like who's gonna buy just one? So
yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that. So, but I'm glad you got them. I've heard good things about, like you said, with God, is it runabout or run?
Fast and then
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool though. Well, again, I'm glad you got some stuff. So, oh my God, it's you, everyone. Please welcome Trustarscreamer. And now that we are here, the floor is yours. How you doing, buddy?
Okay.
I don't think he was ready.
I know, that's the best part about this.
Well, there's nothing on the floor except my backlog. I have been sick the last week and a half, so I don't have anything. I haven't been shopping or anything.
Yeah, I remember you were kind of laid up for a little bit, but
So
are you back on the mend though? You're good, everything?
yeah, I'm back at work, back and breathing. So
Yeah.
okay.
And you got a new video up.
Yeah, I think 5 people looked at it.
Well, I'm gonna look at it afterwards, and I'll show you why I haven't looked at it yet. So, but it's good to have you on, man.
Nope, my pleasure. Good to be here.
Well, that leaves you, Mike. How are you doing? And did you pick up anything cool this past week?
Well, oops, it's you
Wrong-
again. Hi,
Wrong person doing
wrong
things.
button. Don't let me run things. So yeah,
Just make
things
sure you
are-
don't hit the end stream button.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, I mean, well, the other two did that, and we fired them. So, hi everyone. So first and foremost, I had a very fantastic week in regards to the fact that I hit a major milestone with the channel, and I had to thank all you guys for it. I made it to 500. Was one of the goals I had for the first part of 2024, and I made it. So continuing on, and again, I couldn't have done it without the feedback and input from people in the comments, but also more importantly from guys like you two, T-Man, TM, everyone. I mean, this is a learning process. It's never easy, especially when you're trying to be interesting and you're normally not. But again, I wanted to thank everyone for
All you
those.
gotta
that-
do is hang out with me, man. I'll just make you look amazing.
Oh, please! You bring the jokes. That's the best part. But for things I got this week, it really comes down to what came in today, and that is the BBTS exclusive Arctic Steel Brigade. Literally showed up my door today. I was super surprised that Big Bad Toy Store sent it basically in a day. I was shocked by that by FedEx. So I'm in the middle of doing the review. So you see a little behind the scene. Oops, I just killed this stuff, didn't I?
Yeah, he killed it.
yeah. Well,
Dude.
hopefully his internet comes up pretty quickly.
Well, look, he just went up to the big leagues, man. He's sitting there doing the reviews now while doing the show. Next thing you know, one day I'll be cool.
Wow.
One day I'll be that
Is he back?
I don't know. He's got Overlord
Yeah.
as his avatar. Never
No,
noticed that.
he's got my avatar. Since StreamYard loves to shuffle the avatars, you gotta go
Can you
through
guys
and
see
edit
me?
the audio.
Or
Yep.
am I back?
Well,
All
I
right,
can see.
sorry about that.
There we go.
All right, just getting my camera up here. Sorry about that. Okay, well, as I was trying to move the laptop around, I'm actually in the middle of doing the review for all the Arctic stuff. So unfortunately, I won't be here for the majority of the night because I want to get this processed and done, and I don't really want to be up till 5 a.m. But if it happens, it happens. But yeah, that's the week. Now it's just getting ready for ZoloCon next weekend. Yeah, and we got President's Day this weekend here. So yeah,
You walk around the con saying, "Don't you know who I am?"
yeah. It's gonna be cool because we've seen a lot of the. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to talk to some of the other content creators that have been up in the area. Art G, and I think Unboxing Art, who is another Maryland YouTuber. I think they're going to be up there. So, yeah, all in all, a small week, but again, really cool for me. I'm extremely happy and utterly grateful for everyone. So.
Awesome. Well, speaking of being grateful for everyone, let's give some chat shout outs. We're already popping off. We got 21 people watching us again. If you're watching us here live, don't be shy. Pop in there. We're going to make you a part of the show. We always highlight comments, make you all part of the discussion. If you have any questions or want to chime in, the chat's the place to do it. So starting off, we got our boy Toy Mafia in here saying yo and yo. Shouting out our dear late friend Night Wingham. Always good to see you in here. Toy Mafia, always one of the first people in the chat. Appreciate you, man. We got Prince and Phalanx saying hello and giving us a wave. Hello to you, good sir. Got Mariana Chican saying hello, gents. Hello to you. The Titan saying hail to the action crew. Hail to the Titan. Good to see you, buddy. Got D-Bang75 saying hey, everyone. Hey to you. Jonathan Walker saying hello, everyone.
D-Bangs. He moves.
Got McLattery saying good evening, all. Good evening, you. And Mario chiming in again to say, hey, Mike, having enchiladas with white sauce. Was that a suggestion?
At the Fight Club, I never order anything with the white sauce.
Excellent, Mariano.
Got Larkin's Lair hanging out with us. Good to see you, buddy. We got Mariano saying, wishing me a happy belated birthday. I really appreciate it. Got Studying Brave Megatron saying, currently picking clay out of my fingers, working on the Devastator diorama, and was using clay to mold lava. I'm excited to see
Really?
that. Does some good,
It's like lava.
good dio work there. Effortless Random coming in saying, happy belated birthday, Zero. You're looking great. Well, thank you very much. I'm down. I've been on carnivore for almost 7 months, believe it or not. The end of the month will be 7 months. I'm down. I'm almost down 60 pounds total from July. So I've been feeling pretty good too. And let's see, did I get everybody in here? We got Lance popping in saying, I have kidnapped Mike.
Wait, why is Lance here? No one mentioned that.
And then he's saying he's escaped. Dang it.
Yeah, Lance, I'm sitting a little funny now. Thanks, buddy.
Professor Soundswave saying, hey, everyone. We also got Deluxe saying, thanks for having me. I still love Transformers. It's going to be a weird day if Deluxe ever says he doesn't love Transformers.
Yeah.
It'll be a very weird day.
It'll be a great day for GoBots.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know that. Then also Grizzlehorn saying, hey, all. Good to see you.
Grizzle?
And yeah. All right. Well, let's get into some toy news. Let's kick it off.
Toys.
I can't remember if this was funded as of last show. I think it was pretty close.
Oh yeah, no. It funded the next day. We were sitting here saying it's going to be funded. It's going to be funded, and it was funded.
Excellent.
So, 28 days, an hour, and 45 minutes left to go. This is sitting at 12,682 backers. And let's see, how far does it have to go to hit that? Yeah, so they're going to get the sword, the Matrix Blade. That's going to happen. And 16,000. I don't know.
Stupid.
I hope we get that. I mean, you definitely need a gray stand.
That is the stupidest thing, that the stand isn't unlockable.
Yeah. The stand should have been the first unlockable.
No. The stand should have been standard.
I agree. It should all be standard, but I'm just saying that like the first it's silly to me that should have been your appetizer. They're going to get this. And they'll get the last minute boost from the retailers jumping in. And on top of that, there was an article that came out. I don't have it in the doc that they're going to be selling this in Japan through the Takara Tomy Mall store. So,
Well, the reason why the stands are a big deal is because that thing's going to be a big, floppy, bulky mess, and so it's going to need the support to stand. That Raiden, why that Raiden didn't come with a standard?
Technically, it does.
Well, okay. When you buy things like Beast Wars Masterpiece Dinobots and Masterpiece Megatron, they came with their stand.
All the train tracks are stands.
Or when you bought, but I'm talking about for the actual Raiden combined.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that tall. I'm sure. Well, they haven't released Iron Arm yet, or not Iron Arm. That was the third party name. What's his name? But the sixth bot, the one that becomes the crotch piece, effectively.
I'm just when you're paying that much for something, you should. I mean, every Masterpiece Seeker came with a stand.
Yeah. And they were substantial stands. Well, yes. we'll get into speaking of train bots, and again, these are ones that I'm not interested in, but we'll still talk about them. We have the next Diaclone train bot revealed, Yamakubi, which all of these look like they stayed at your grandmother's house and she was a chain smoker and they instantly yellowed. This one's.
I am not excited.
Yeah. They also showed, so he's the left leg. I do like the little chrome accents on there, but yeah, this just nothing about this deco does it for me. But they also showed the combined mode, and he has a very Diaclone inspired head. Nothing about that's doing it for me. Like for the Diaclone collectors, I hope it does it for them. But yeah, this one don't do it for me. Yeah. Next up, we don't have any pictures yet, but this is an interesting thing. We know that the crossover for Hot Wheels is coming. We don't have the UTI. It does look like a UTI. We don't know that, whether how these are going to be sized. I would hope that they'd be like little Hot Wheels sized Transformers. I think that would be really cool. I think given how these are assorted, that's going to be the case. And they also say, these could just be regular Hot Wheels with Autobot logos on here. But it's interesting because there's a lot of classic licensed vehicles on here. You get like a Volkswagen Bug, Austin minivan, Fiat.
I'm actually surprised they just didn't push forward with Jada Toys. That Jada Toys Prime cab looks, every time I see it, looks absolutely substantial. And I would love to see that kind of love put to things like Sideswipe, Jazz, and such.
Yeah, and a lot of people that would be a good gateway for people that don't collect Hot Wheels into, having some interest. I don't think these are going to transform at all. It says these are supposed to come out in April. They should be the same price as any other licensed Hot Wheels toy.
Or even better, you get yourself that Jada Toys Prime, and then you put it next to your YOLO Park Prime.
And even Micro Machines was doing like actual Transformer. Well, they didn't transform, but they were doing like the 80s, car vehicle modes.
They did that thing.
Yeah. Whereas this, it just seems like they're taking whatever vehicles they have license for and slapping Autobot and Decepticon logos on. Next up, we get and these are not from Prime versus Prime. For anybody
oh god, hey look, he comes with a stand.
He does. So this is the Year of the Dragon Crimson
I trust
Flame.
The plastic on that stand more than I trust that dragon.
Yeah. What's interesting here is this is actually going to be sold by Amazon. Now it's right now it only mentions that it's going to be sold in the Canadian market for $40. I have no interest in this. I think this. Look, I like the idea of having a Dragon Transformer, but this is a heavy reuse of one of the worst molds to come out of the Last Night. So
let's take some crap and make it crappier, but cost twice as much.
Yeah. They give it a stand. They give it some sensible accessories. I like this face sculpt quite a bit, but yeah,
it has. There is no.
Yeah. They would have been. You know what they should have done is they should have taken the leader Transmetal 2 Megatron and just
clipped its wing.
Yeah, or turned it into Cryotech and called that their Year of the Dragon exclusive.
Valid.
Then that would be there for people that want a Cryotech, and then also for people that want to celebrate Year of the Dragon. Next up, this is pretty cool. This is so this is being sold at the Universal Studios parks. I think this was found in Florida. This is a really interesting popcorn bucket. So
Yeah.
it's got light up eyes. It's got I think it's got 3 POA, and you can put popcorn or put whatever in the head. But it's just it's a neat little desk ornament.
Doesn't look as loving as the Dune one.
No, but the Dune one also looks like the stuff of nightmares. Like
Are we talking about the Ghostbusters one though?
the Ghostbusters popcorn bucket. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, I'll find that for you.
Okay, yeah, put that in the private chat. We'll pull that. Oh no, so he's actually 5 POA. So he's got legs, and this comes in at $34. Now the only disappointing thing is this is a popcorn bucket. You see the person's hand there. How much popcorn can you really put in there? But still a neat novelty item. And moving on, this is kind of I'm glad that you're here for this, Mike. Everybody's favorite producer, Lorenzo Di Bonaventura. He promises that a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover is coming. Now, a lot of times this guy's kind of full of shit, but I feel like after Rise of the Beasts, he was really he was saying things that were truths. I don't know why they keep this guy around. Because the second paragraph the second line of this article says, while about his last film, Madam Web, Di Bonaventura was asked about the Transformers G.I. Joe crossover. He admitted there was still a lot up in the air, but that it would happen at some point in the future. That's really the meat and potatoes of this. I mean, if you saw Rise of the Beasts, they heavily imply it's coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, why any studios keep this guy around? Why Sony or Universal? I guess EO1's gone now. Keep Bonaventura around because he had 3 mega hits, and then it was downhill. So yeah, you could.
I just want to know why they keep whoever is on Sony who is greenlighting things like Madam Web and Craven and Morbius.
Yeah. I've heard that Madam Web makes Morbius look good. And then I guess we just
what I've heard as well.
Yeah.
I have not heard a single positive thing. And you know me, I listen to my woke media. I listen to those brainwashed reviewers and all. Nope. Nobody can say a redeemable thing about that movie. Nope.
Craven's going to be really bad because they're basing the story off Craven's Last Hunt, but no Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So. Why? And it's just like I had some issues with Spider-Man 2. I platinumed it. I thought that they did a good job with the Craven story. It was like one of the highlights of the game for me. So it's just like, why are they making all these Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man? And there's no setup for something. I don't think that they'd hire Shia LaBeouf back. That guy's gone so far off the deep end.
It wasn't Shia LaBeouf. It was Gordon. It was Gordon. It was Gordon Levitt.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. But I think he's saying that if they were to do like a it would be kind of funny if they did the crossover and they brought because the Sam Witwicky character isn't in the reboot universe, so they feasibly could make him Cobra Commander. Because Cobra Commander wasn't even in Rise of Cobra, which...
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, the second one he was. Destro wasn't.
No. I'm talking about Snake Eyes, not Rise of Cobra.
We don't talk. No, we don't talk about Snake Eyes. First of all, Snake Eyes. No.
I feel like I was the only one of us to see it in the theater too.
Yeah, I feel bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I think the Bonaventura just needs to go. I'd like to, I'd love a good G.I. Joe movie, but I think with that guy as a producer, he's never going to get the wheels turning.
Yeah.
Lance is saying, no, I'm good with G.I. Joe staying buried. I think G.I. Joe needs good media. It needs new good, good media in some form. That I know that the
No,
Skybound
saying-
comics apparently good, but
He was saying G1, not G.I.
Oh.
Joe. Lance hates G1.
that's
He
true.
hates everything Transformers. In fact, he doesn't like you.
And Professor Soundwave says, I wish the G1 cartoon was rebooted with a new season and found where they ended up, or they ended season 4 like Marvel's doing with X-Men. I know people are out because of Disney. I
no win on X-Men 97. It's not even funny.
I think the thing with that a lot of people disregard is like that was kind of Beast Wars. Like Beast Wars was like, okay, they did whatever they Great War ended,
Mhm.
and
All I just know is I get into X-Men, I get ready for the X-Men, I get on a cliffhanger of X-Men, and Rise and ready for the next episode of X-Men. Not of the fucking Sentinels.
Well, the guys in the chat were already talking about something else that came out today, which is the trailer for the new X-Men 97 cartoon. So have you guys seen it?
Made me happy.
Made you happy?
Made me
I
happy.
mean, I don't like the animation. I don't like that they're not doing cell animation.
Yeah.
They haven't done cell animation since since like 2005.
No, it's been done. It's been done in other things. I mean, like when was Wolverine in the X-Men?
2005.
Was it that? Was it?
No, it was
I thought
definitely.
It was 07. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'd have to look. But I think while you're looking that up,
2009
2009.
to
Oh,
2012, I think.
okay.
So
But still, I mean, these days it's a cartoon that I'm happy to get it. Give me media, give me stories. I'm not gonna.
they did take away Rogue's butt.
Yes. Now, I think what they did right with the trailer, they did really well with recapping that last little bit of the episode, just to get
Previously on
those
X-Men.
nostalgia feelings going on, and then going off into a lot of different storylines. I don't know. I will say I'm more interested in this than I was in He-Man, Revolution, Rebel.
I am more interested in this than Transformers 1.
Okay.
I need to see something for Transformers 1, but I'm also kind of concerned hearing that it's going to be like an origin of how they become Transformers.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I see. I like media to just do what they used to do back. I was talking to a good buddy of mine the other day, and we're talking about the difference between then and now. It's like now it's like he sent me like somebody's tweet is like, in the 90s you could have a show called Surfer Dracula, and you'd get like a Dracula that surfs, and you get like maybe like one episode where you find out what his origin is. And today it's like if they were to make Surfer Dracula, and this is all a hypothetical fake thing that doesn't exist, but if they were to make Surfer Dracula, it'd be like 12 episodes of him becoming Surfer Dracula, and then episode 13 he's finally Surfer Dracula for like a minute. The point being is, like, I like the whole idea of not having to do a big setup with the exposition. Just get right into telling the stories you want to tell and get right into the action, because it just seems like we're just inundated with origin stories that go way too long and don't do anything.
Yeah. I'd like to address Professor Soundwave with his questions. And I'm assuming this is the two-part of either why I say I have a little bit of faith in X-Men 97 and why I didn't like Master of the Universe. And it comes down to, I think, what you guys were saying in the chat earlier, is that your concern over 97 is that they redid the story for today's audience. And I can definitely understand how that sentence can definitely change a lot of mindsets, especially here when you are of this age and you remember coming home from school or Saturday mornings and watching these cartoons. I think the difference is I was severely disappointed and just generally not happy with watching Master of the Universe. once the twist came in at the end of the first episode, it really just kind of turned me off per se, and then it dragged. I think that's what you were kind of like what you were saying, Zero, is that they started doing filler pieces and bringing people in, and then they went to Eternia, and then they had all these other people just to have that little cameo to give you that nostalgia feel. And I think it continued on with watching the very first episode of this new season. It just didn't catch me. Now
you finally got to see Fisto threaten to fist somebody.
So true. Now, with that being said, why do I have an inkling of curiosity with X-Men 97?
Because you got Wolverine,
and I think
that ready just to fucking.
I think it's the same thing you guys can also remember when you watched your cartoons early in the morning. What was so cool about X-Men in the 90s when you were watching it is that it was never really full of those episode of the week type of things. It was kind of an overarching storyline, which I think is what really made it stand apart from the rest of the cartoons we had growing up. And I'm hopeful that the writing is strong enough that it can sustain a long, continuous story with multiple parts. And while I understand the cell shading is a turnoff for you, I am curious to see more of how they have things done. The scene with Gambit charging up Wolverine's claws as they were running, yeah, it was a little anime-like, but it was still kind of cool, and it really kind of hit those things. So, long story short, I'm kind of really interested to see how they come out with it. They have to really wow people because, yeah, there's a lot of bad blood going out from the company, from Disney and everything, from people that have been longtime fans and now they're not in there.
Well, let's put it this way: with the exception of Deadpool, nothing. And okay, with the exception of Deadpool, X-Men 1, and X-Men 2, I haven't seen a solid piece of X-Men media in decades.
You didn't like Days of Future Past?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I like Days of Future Past. I know it deviated from the source material, but I thought it was in keeping with X1 and X. With I think Bryan Singer even directed it.
First of all, like when I watched X-Men First Class, which I did enjoy.
I like the beginning of First Class, but when they started playing Red Rover with
no, but I started seeing like, oh, look at all these awesome characters that I know they're going to do nothing with. And what happened in Days of Future Past? Killed off screen, killed off screen, killed off screen, killed off screen, killed off screen.
Yeah, I can definitely feel what you're saying there, Dave. It was it's kind of a misdirection, kind of like Madam Web and all these different Spider Women, and you don't really see them except for a sequence.
Oh, apparently, a spoiler for Madam Web. They only wear their costumes for less than 5 minutes.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
It's like well, it's okay. It's like you hear me complain and whine about that, that Beast Wars, the last Transformers movie, Rise of the Beast. I make the joke, boy, I bet Air Racer's alt mode looks absolutely awesome on screen. I'm sorry, if I'm watching a Transformers movie, I want them to fucking transform.
Yeah, and to transform on screen. That was my biggest problem with the Netflix series is they all transformed off screen.
Yep. And I'll close up my thought by agreeing with Larkin. We need a Psylocke movie with Olivia Munn. She's getting up there, but she's still absolutely amazing.
Oh my god, that popcorn bucket. That I gotta have that. Like I'm like.
Oh, you just saw the popcorn bucket?
Yeah. Let me share this since it's kind of in keeping with
Oh yeah,
we did.
I present to you marketing done right.
I like both of these, but I really love the Ghost Trap one. That is a cool effect. So Ghost Trap one's at AMC.
The only other bucket I've ever seen actually this cool was the Dungeons and Dragons D20 bucket.
The Optimus Prime trailer bucket was good. I like that.
No, not as cool. First of all, the Ghost Trap here is the winner. It is absolutely the best popcorn bucket done.
Second to the Barbie car.
The Slimer one's cool, but this one, it's like
This trap is just so freaking cool.
Yeah. And I like how it sits in there. Like,
I'm not saying it's $50 cool, but it's cool.
Yeah, I know it's definitely not worth that. But that's really really cool.
Now, if it actually had a heating element in there that you could like pour the popcorn into, and then it actually popped the popcorn into there,
then you're looking at like $100.
My wife would be, what the fuck?
Titan, we can only wish.
With that was Matt.
All right. Well, Mike, before I know you said you're gonna dip. Before you go, I have this. This is our thumbnail. We have it at the top of the. Well, we have it at the as the thumbnail for today's episode. So
cool.
The probably the funniest name for a third party figure. I've seen people that aren't even in the third party space, and they're like, look at this knockoff Transformer named Ron. Now I'm not going to get into the debate about third party and knockoffs because
First of all, this thing is Ironhide is manly, but he is no Ron Swanson.
Yeah. I mean, I get where the Ron comes from because Iron Ron.
Oh, right.
I mean, what are they going to call Ratchet? Rat?
Wrench,
yeah. Now I think this is a fine looking Ironhide. If I didn't know better, I would think that it was official.
Those are the nicest feet I've seen on an X-Transbots figure.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're just folded, but they're.
Yeah. I think this is going to take a lot of engineering cues from the official masterpiece, just from looking at the side, because a lot of this looks like what people have done with the official masterpiece and then the third party add-on kits. So
I actually got some insight of them planning this.
Oh?
Yeah. There's actually a clip of the guys who are designing this figure going around the Takara design studio. That's how they got the design.
Yeah. Jonathan Walker says something's off with the face. It looks like Ironhide's a little. I think it's because they went with that stark white face.
Is that politically correct?
I mean, the crest is accurate, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
compared to the only other version besides the Takara one we have is this guy, which is the Voodoo Toys, which this was
a decent
not
spine,
a fantastic figure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to have. Oh, go ahead, Dave, please.
I was going to say I don't hate it. It looks clean. I'm just again, it's X-Transbots. Where is the unnecessary tolerance? Thin plastic going to be?
No.
Well,
I mean, I like the accessories. I absolutely love the accessories.
I think it does the little the battle cart better than the Takara does by a mile. It's just it's like what are we going to get? Are we going to get this, or are we going to get this?
Yeah,
I
do like that it's proportional compared to the Takara. He doesn't look like he has a big beer belly. I think the chest is okay. And you know what? I think what everyone's saying about it looking off, it's a little stylized while still giving you that hint of its tune, but not slavishly tune like every other company is doing lately. So I think that's kind of like an ideal change and a little bit refreshing to see.
Scroll back up to that picture where he's doing the thing where he's blasting his fingers.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can embiggen that?
You should be able to.
There's my worry right there. Look at that arm connection. That is a thin peg.
But isn't that the kind of the same style that you just showed there, Zero, with Fast and Fury?
Yeah.
And what was with Punch Counter Punch, and what's going on with Long Haul a little bit?
I'm just saying that's
big load,
because that's going to be a screwed on piece. So that is. You know, that is
there's a weak point right there. That there's some. I look at that. I see there's some potential of something getting over torqued.
They're capable of doing nice ratchets. Like the ratchets on the legs for Fast and Furious are really nice. They're well done.
They're capable of doing a nice ratchet to pair with Ironhide.
I see what you did there.
Oh,
I'm hilarious. I give you guys my best work.
see, a week of rest and look at you. You're back up here on all cylinders, man.
And this is why I'm a YouTube failure.
Yeah, a lot of options with this guy. You know, I think he looks nice next to MP44.
Yeah, I think it's good, but the skis great for that one scene you're never going to get. Now,
I don't know why we get
red face.
This, yeah, is it supposed to be the toy face? Because that should be in here.
The cartoon trailer thing.
Oh yeah.
So.
The skis they could have lived without. Of all the accessories, the skis are probably the why.
Yeah.
I mean, it's X-Transbots. You know, you're going to get a lot of stuff that you're not going to put anywhere except into a bin.
The other weapons were cool, though. I'm just saying, like, I like the finger blasters. I like the actual hand blasters with the effects on them.
Yeah, I like the backpack a lot with the hose.
Yeah.
You know,
just those skis.
I mean, and technically, I'm sure. Oh, okay, it's Marvel Comics. That's why I don't recognize. I'm sure a lot of this stuff will also fit in the little battle sled, so you can have it. Because like with my Ironhide and Ratchet, the battle sleds are on display with them.
Mm-hmm.
I have no intention of replacing my Takara Tomy ones, so this is not even on the table.
Do you have the Shadow Fisher upgrades on yours?
I do not. They were ones that I meant to pick up but never got around to it because it fixes.
I like my rat. I mean, I like the Takara one. That was actually, again, if I was to say the Ratchet, Ironhide, Inferno, those were probably some of my favorite MP figures because they just had that. You held them and they had the mass. They had the joints.
Yeah,
and they were good transformations too. So I mean, I think there's a I don't if it weren't for this guy, if it weren't for Fast, I would have written them off. So thank you Partsformer, thank you Deluxe for singing that figure's praises because I do really like it. It's one of my favorite figures so far this year. But then to turn around and get Fury in the state he is, it's like...
Which doesn't make sense if they're mold mates,
Right. Right. There's just a lot of questionable stuff going on with those. And because it's third party, you always have to roll the dice. And I thought that there was going to be no roll of the dice because they were released literally a week apart. I was like, oh, well, if Fast is this good, surely Fury should be because, he's getting released within a week. It's not like one got trotted out first and the other one was, kind of, hey, we need to rush to get this out before Chinese New Year. Well, let's talk Fast and Fury a little bit more. We'll talk Fury in particular because there is a fix for the windshield. There is
stuttering.
Is my audio cutting out? Or is this my camera?
I think it was him.
Oh. I was going to say I'm hopeful that my audio is all stuff's good on my end because we got the whole internet replaced in the house. So Robo Lucas Kyle, give him a follow over on Facebook. He's got a very, very simple fix. He's making sticker kits, and these are $3.50. He's based in the UK, so £2 for buyers in the UK. Three pounds 50. Well, three pounds, and I guess I don't know what it's called over there. Someone keep me honest. I have friends in the UK, and I don't know what their currency is, but 3.5 pounds for the rest of the world. So a very, very easy fix. And he's done these up in a metallic, and they're going to be pre-cut. and that fixes that little hole on there. Alternatively, you could go to a store like Michael's and pick one up yourself. Pick up some vinyl, and cut it. But yeah, I think it's cool that a cheap solution exists. He's not trying to nickel and dime people. He's just making these kits and sending them out. And
why was that even there to begin with?
I think that there is the way that they designed this, because this windshield sits over top of this one, and I got to take it apart and double check, but I think that there's probably a post in there that connect. No, there's not. I have no idea why that hole exists.
No.
And like I said early on in the photography, I thought that it was just like, oh, it's going to be a red clear piece of plastic, and that's where it tabs in. You know what I'm saying? Like they paint it. They take a red piece of transparent plastic, paint the backing of it metallic, and then it pegs in. And I was like, that's probably what you're seeing. No, it's just a legitimate hole right there. My solution is to just, because I'm not going to go through all this. I'm just going to have him with his gun lowered, and he's going to be hiding his own bullet wound. He's going to be like that guy at the end of the movie. You find out, oh no, he got shot. He was hiding it the whole time. But
anyway, next.
I don't want to hate X-Trans bots, but they make it hard. They make it hard to love them. Next up, I know Sony wasn't too excited about these. Truth be told, I love seeing unique toys back in action. I think this was a bad choice for them to go with, since they don't have the momentum they once had. But yeah, they're doing Revenge of the Fallen Skids and Mudflap.
Oh Lord.
So I mean,
literally the characters nobody wants.
Yeah. And, the Human Alliance ones exist if you need Masterpiece scale. I think that they were relatively easy to get. We don't get any bot mode pictures either, but you can see that they have a lot of features like the opening doors. And
I would rather have them gone Volt. I would rather of them, if they wanted to go for something from Revenge of the Fallen, I would have rather done Volt and Sideways.
Yeah, I think Dino would have been a good one to do,
Yeah.
/ Mirage.
Dino, Wheeljack.
Yeah.
From Dark of the Moon.
Yeah. I also think that, if Unique Toys really wanted to do like some lower cost ones, like Killer Body came out and did like the Scalpel, do a wheelie, do like a life-size wheelie, or do something.
Anything but these guys.
Yeah.
Hell, the Wreckers.
Yeah. Yeah, the Wreckers would have been a good one.
Still screwed up that concept.
Yeah.
Well, they screwed up a lot of concepts.
Magic Square showing off their G1 Dinobots going on here. And these are Legend scale. Magic Square doing Magic Square stuff. These look pretty good. I mean,
Sentinel Prime, dude. Unique Toys doing Sentinel Prime.
Sentinel Prime would have been a insta buy,
or the black SUVs.
Yeah, or do like a better Masterpiece Ironhide, or do the rusty Camaro Bumblebee. Yeah.
Well, Magic Square, this will be a good looking Grimlock. I know Matt will probably buy it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many options. I was hoping Matt would be on, because I'm curious, because the last Grimlock that was really popular had some like kind of jankiness to the way the legs transformed. So, but this looks good. I mean,
there's not many ways you can. Grimlock has got a very basic transformation. So
yeah. Oh, the Xbox and the Mountain Dew machine transformer. There are tons of people that would want that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, not to be outdone, they're also doing Sludge. We get pictures of the great prototype. And again, like Dinobots, slam dunk, easy. But they've been
easy
done
money
so many times.
This one looks that prints money.
This one looks really cool. I may actually be in for this. So this is a core class Megatron from Chang Tao. This is their first entry, and depending on how this is, what it's priced at, I may be in on this because I do have some of the core class figures with my Titan class stuff. What's cool about this is you get a little laser beak, you get the Energon base. Cut to the chase here.
I like how you plug that. How you could plug that cannon onto Prime.
Yes. So we'll go through. He turns into an actual, Walder P-38, and he's in keeping. I'm hoping this is cheap. Like if this is like $20, I'd probably be in for one.
If he comes with an extra arm just to put on that Prime, that'd be fucking amazing.
He might. I'm sure a lot of I'm sure a lot of people are going to be begging YOLO Park to do a Prime that comes with
absolutely.
That. I love how they did the meme here with the crappy core class one. Bluish compatible. I mean, this is just this looks to be like a fun little figure. Simple transformation, just fold the legs up. And
that gap can fill up a little.
Yeah, if that pushed down just a little bit, it would be nice. Like if that compressed. But I think this is nice, and you could also, I'm sure that at that size, you could probably give them to like one of the Titans and have it, have them wield them. But yeah, I'm curious to see what this is going to be priced at because that's going to be my main deal breaker for getting this. So, yeah, you missed it, Mike. This is Kang Tao. This is their first entry. This isn't supposed to be Legends, per se. This is just meant to be in keeping with the current Hasbro core class figures.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our... What's that?
My internet just hiccuped bad.
Oh. Let's get into speaking of hiccuping bad. Let's talk about these were possibly the worst classified repaints I've ever seen.
Yes and no, but the problem is they've already started it because they came out with the barbecue in the Mad Marauder colors.
Yeah. So they're doing these are going to be 2-packs. So first off, you got Low Light and Spirit, and then you get Slaughter, but Slaughter comes with all the stuff that the
first one came with.
The deluxe Slaughter came with, only in this. These would be great convention exclusives.
If it wasn't for the fact they already did the Mad Marauder barbecue, which somehow I ended up getting, so now it's like my geek compulsive disorder is like, fuck, do I need another team?
Yeah. I mean, the only of the three. Oh, so go ahead.
Well, I just noticed Slaughter has more stuff. He actually has the accessories from Big Boa too. He's got the boxing gloves and the weight.
Yep.
But you're getting bad. You're getting Boa already, so does it justify having a Slaughter that looks like that?
It's that, but that was an actual Joe pack that came out back in the night.
Yeah. I'm trying to look up the original Joe colors here real quick for the Marauder.
Yeah, so Slaughter's Marauders, and that's the thing. It's in the 90s we got a whole lot of ugly stuff. Look at that G2 Bruticus that everyone loves.
Yeah.
And everyone, I saw you guys were talking earlier, maybe the DX9 G2 stuff is out, and that was
this was that era of extreme.
Well, this was 80. Oh shoot. Was it 85, 86 with Slaughter's Marauders? Now I gotta look it up. Damn it.
Well, the Marauders were in the movie.
So the
The
Marauders were in
Renegades,
the movie.
the three Renegades were in the G.I. Joe movie, yeah. So, oh, this is gonna kill me. Hold on.
There's the it was a it was a 7-pack that came out.
Yeah.
And Slaughter Marauder. Wait, I'm trying to find what year it came out in.
Well, I'm curious when these are going to
My
get
internet's
announced
still going
because
slow.
yeah, it's not typical that we see see unannounced product like already in the box and everything. And I guess it's also I'm curious where these are. These probably will be exclusives.
Yeah, they
for
came
instance,
out in
like 85.
1989.
Yes.
Barbecue, Footloose, Low Life, Mutt, Slaughter, and Spirit.
And Slaughter's pants were not anywhere as long in the green as that one is. But
Well, I'm about to put the
Spirit. The 3 Spirit looks good.
Well, I'm putting this in the private chat real quick. So if you want to do a comparison real quick, do a comparison. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, so
And there they are in their blue and green glory.
A little
they
brown.
just did. Footloose hasn't even been released yet.
No.
So yeah.
So, 1989, Ugly as Sin.
Well, you know
But
what's
it's accurate.
not ugly as sin is the NECA Universal figures. And Dave, when I put this in the doc, I was really curious what your thoughts were going to be on this because you already have this figure. I'm sure you've already seen this figure.
Is it the London one?
This is Frankenstein's monster and the chair.
Oh,
in
yeah.
a
This
set.
is from Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah. So, different sculpt work going on here.
Oh, God. Do I want that? I want that. But do I need that is the question. If they're paired together and it's a reasonable price, yeah, I'll get that. I love the NECA monster line.
So price wise, this is going to be $60. It's
Sold.
going to be shipping in June of this year. The one bugaboo here is that they say right now it looks like it's going to be exclusive to the NECA Store Direct, but they think Target will be carrying it. So he comes with aside from the chair and the restraining chains and shackles, he also comes with a loaf of bread, mug, bowl, interchangeable heads and hands. It's going to come in a display window, so I would guess if it's got a display window, it would probably hit Target because why put it in a closed box if not?
That picture right there really sells it for me.
Yeah.
I love to photograph NECA figures. Okay, I just put it. I didn't even mean to. Like I've just put a review up today, and I wasn't intending on photographing that guy, and I could not. It's from My Bloody Valentine, and these guys lend themselves to photography.
Yeah, they're made for diorama builders, I think, and
Yeah, I don't want to spend $60 on it, but I will.
How much was the bed at Target?
$40. The bed was $40, and the vampire coffin was $40, and the sarcophagus was $40. So,
Okay.
What the hell? I do not need McFarlane going near this stuff.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, last year, and the article says it's like McFarlane Toys relaunched Movie Maniacs last year with static 6-inch figures on movie properties from Warner Brothers. And notes to say they weren't in the classic McFarlane style from the 90s, which had limited articulation but exceptional skull paint and mostly focused on horror themes. The new era had all types of movies represented with The Goonies, Lord of the Rings, Hangover, and more. That new focus for Movie Maniacs will continue with a partnership featuring NBC's Universal Flicks, Blues Brothers, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Big Lebowski is also mentioned.
I did buy my boss a Movie Maniacs figure. I bought him the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation of Griswold plugging in the sculpt is nice, but I don't think they're worth the price.
Yeah.
And I saw the Ted Lasso one, which looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice if they
I got my son the Ted Lasso one for Christmas.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they did articulation on those figures, though, like make them like they're making the DC multiverse stuff.
Well, yes and no, because then again, that's what NECA is, and
Yeah.
it's in the same class as that. McFarlane's been putting out some nice statues lately. I've been sorely tempted to get, believe it or not, a Batman one, but I actually think it looks better than the Batman figures, because at least if it's going to be static, it might as well look awesome. It's right up there with Diamond Select.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of these. Probably none of us will be interested, but at least a footnote. And then I'm saving the best for last. So we've got another one that probably nobody's going to care about, but the Marvel Legends Deadpool reissues. They're getting the 80th anniversary Marvel line. And
only thing about that is that that lone Deadpool, not the one on the scooter, but the other Deadpool was like a $45 release back in 2018.
Yeah,
because it was on a retro card back and it was an exclusive.
Yeah. It looks like here he at least comes with longer swords too, because the one that was on that card back, I think, had the stubby swords.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Deadpool everybody's wanting is that release of the SDCC one that just came out.
Yeah,
because it's on a pinless body.
Exactly, which is why I'm surprised this one. They're just, I don't know. It's a cheap way to do it.
I bought that when it came out.
Yeah,
but
this the paint on this one looks.
Yeah, but those are the stubby little swords, and then the swords themselves, you can see they're just unpainted gray plastic.
Well, they're it's looking like the McFarlane Deadpool, not McFarlane. It's looking like the Rob Liefeld Deadpool.
Yeah,
with the small eyes.
He's got large feet, or proportional feet, I should say.
But I'm saying that this is based off the Liefeld art, so
yeah.
But it's just and that's $28.
Yeah, and I'm content with the two that I have. I have that one from when did that come out? Like 2015, 2016. The one that had like the shit ton of accessories. He had the grenade launcher, the taco,
that's the one from the Juggernaut Wave.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite Deadpool figure is the one from Deadpool 2. From Hasbro.
The one with Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yes,
that's the 2-pack. Yeah, that's a good one. And then if you didn't get the 2-pack, the X-Force one was a good one.
Well, the thing with that 2-pack one is you had to pull the pistols out. That was like a scary thing, but I did get them out.
Yeah. You had to be very, very patient with an X-Acto knife. So last little bit I've got on the docket, and this one's interesting. I was hoping Matt would be here for this one because
it must be boobs.
There are some there.
Woo!
Final Fantasy related. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We're getting Yuffie, Sid, Vincent, Katsith from Bring Arts. I'm not familiar with Bring Arts. These are highly articulated figures, so they're not static. I think these are decent.
This whole thing with the whole Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, man, it's been driving me nuts. I've been doing the math in my head. Basically, it's going to take for them to release all of Final Fantasy VII. It's going to take them 9 years, with each disc going from from $50 to $75 to. By the time you buy all four, you'll be spending over $500, and 10% of your life waiting for this game to finish.
Sadly, yeah. And meanwhile, you can get the original game, on just about any platform for under 10.
It looks pretty, but those are single jointed elbows on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Yeah, Kevin even chimed in. He said, bring arts are smaller, 1/12 scale, play art Sky figures.
Oh, right.
I'm fine with 1/12 scale for this sort of stuff. But yeah, they're not like fig arts articulated.
I mean, I've got a couple play arts Kai figures, but if Matt was here, he'd probably be saying he's going to buy Yuffie and Vincent Valentine if I know.
More than likely, yeah. I mean, the Vincent's probably the coolest looking one so far. I mean, you can get more than 90 out of these joints, which is good to see. But again, like soft goods, wired cape would be nice. Or is that wired? It's hard.
That's
to tell.
not wired. That's hard plastic.
Yeah.
I have seen.
Photography tricks.
It's a hard piece. I mean, after handling something like a 1,000 Toys Dante, I can't go to a figure like this. God, her proportions are off.
It looks like they're going for and look at the left arm, how they did the joint there. That's
ugly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure these are going to be $85.
Yeah, they're like 88 a piece, I think.
No, thank you. Yeah. No, thank you.
Nah.
Or yeah, they're all across the board priced at 88. So, I mean, it's nice to see Final Fantasy getting some nice figures that aren't Play Arts Kai, but yeah,
it's just Play Arts Kai smaller.
Yeah.
Same people.
So
at least the Play Arts Kai stuff had this majestic. I mean, like I said, if you've never handled a Play Arts Kai figure, they got presence.
Yeah, I had the Arkham Knight that they did.
I wish I had that Arkham Knight, but I mean, their whole DC line with their whole stylized version of DC, I know a guy who had a near complete collection. It's an epic display.
Yeah. Well, if you're staying in your lane and you bring cohesion to it, I think there's a lot to be said about that.
I got the Deadpool over here somewhere, and it's actually one of my favorite display pieces.
And that brings us to the end of the docket. So if there's anything I missed or anything you guys wanted to cover,
I need 80 people to go sub up to my channel.
Well, speaking of your channel,
you
do you have anything? I know you put out the My Bloody Valentine video. Do you have anything coming up you want to get people hyped for? Have them check out.
Nothing. Honestly, I mean, I'm waiting for some stuff. Waiting for 5K Toys to get their shipments, but I think it won't be anything big until after Chinese New Year. Yeah. So right now I'm just burning through my backlog, which if you guys, I did a video of videos I wanted to review in 23. Leave me comments of what you want to see, and I'll absolutely be taking requests. I'm thinking about just doing a video of just photography and just doing a little bit of a voiceover to that.
That'd be cool. I think that would be really cool just to see how you do your process of getting things set up, composition and whatnot.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, if you haven't seen my Nosferatu video, the photos at the end of that are probably some of my favorite I've taken in the last 6 months.
They are really good.
Well, wait, Astrobots, I would love to get it. Hold on here. Lance, if you actually saw my channel, I do have an Astrobots video up. And then I do have Vulcan on order. So as soon as he shows up, I'll probably do a review. But I did do a review of her, so
Yeah.
I got you covered.
Lance is like the one guy I know that will go to TFCon and just look for Astrobots the whole time.
He's the one guy who'll show up, go to TFCon saying just to harass people about Astrobots. Why are you buying those Transformers? You should be buying these.
And Lance, just so you know, I was at Fogo de Chao on Sunday, the place that we went to last TFCon Baltimore. They have lamb picanha on the menu, so we'll have to get some of that.
Which place was this?
It's a Brazilian steakhouse. It's in the National. It'd be fun to get a group together and go. But Lance, last TFCon, he's like, "Where can we get lamb?" And I was just like, "Well, there's a Brazilian steakhouse, but I don't know that you'd be interested in going. It's all you can eat. It's like 60 a head." He's like, "No, we're going."
Yeah.
So
it's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely you definitely get your fill, obviously.
Yeah. And if you go for lunch, it's significant. It's cheaper. We ended up going for brunch, so it ended up being a bit less than 60. But
I haven't done the Brazilian steakhouse. I've been trying to find a good Korean barbecue place around here. I just made
if there's an Iron Age in your area, yeah, Grizzlehorn knows what's up. Iron Age is an all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue place.
Are you talking about Max Schreck? Where, some people, there's a movie called Shadow of the Vampire where William Dafoe played Max Schreck, and it turned out they said he was a method actor, and it turned out he was a real vampire.
It looks like the closest ones to you. They have two in Virginia. They have one in Centerville, one in Arendelle, and then they have a shit ton of them in Georgia. But they don't have anything in the Carolinas.
First of all, Lance, believe me, I know more than you think.
Dave is all about meat.
Dude, I just made my first bulgogi tonight, and it was good.
Sweet.
It was sweet too. And I made scratch made pickles with it as well to counter the sweet.
Cool.
I did filet mignons for Valentine's Day with the coffee rub. Really good.
Did I cook for Valentine's Day? No, I just brought dinner for Valentine's Day. I did the cooking tonight.
Well, before we wrap up, Mike, do you have anything coming up on your channel you want to shout out or promote?
Working on it right now. Hopefully I'll have it up depending on what time I decide to go to work tomorrow. Maybe I'll get it up before going in. If not, I'll try to get it up tomorrow night, but that's that. And then got some crafting things set up. Just a little bit of a hint.
You heard it here first, folks. Mike's going to try to get it up tonight for you all.
There you go. I was finishing up something to go with this. So trying to break up things a little bit so it's not just figures, but doing some printing and crafting type of stuff. So nice. Hopefully I can get that scripted out. And then Zolicon, I want to see. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I try to do a live for the channel and go through for here, or just kind of edit something after the fact?
I'd say a little if you can do a 50-50, man.
Yeah, I think
a little bit of live is always good, but when you see things like the 4 Horsemen displays and things like that, that's definitely worth editing on.
Yeah.
And Grizzlehorn, I wholeheartely agree. That's one of my wife and I's favorite spots is Chaps. And they actually just built they built the new, the original location. I don't know if you knew, Mike. They just rebuilt it.
Really?
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
Yeah, off of 40. Like we were driving back from Fogo, and we took the scenic route out of the city, and we went up 40, and Lex mentioned, she's like, yeah, they built the new Fogo, so we drove, or not Fogo, they built the new Chaps, and the old Chaps is still there, but then they built a new building next to the club, and yeah. And that's the thing. If you watch that Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, they're very selective about the words, and anytime they get a shot of outside the building, they have to blur everything. Yeah. And because right across the street, it was in the parking lot of a gentleman's club, and right across the street was a adult movie store. So they'd block all the windows.
This neighborhood will take care of all your carnal desires.
But the
There you
one
go.
in Aberdeen's very wholesome, so there's that. The one in Glen
Did
Burnie's
you-
pretty.
Did you ever go to Coco's Tavern?
No,
for
never did.
The crab cakes?
Well, I can't eat those.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That's right. Well,
Can't eat
shit.
crab cakes?
No, I'm allergic to fish and shellfish.
Yeah, can't eat shellfish.
Oh. But I thought you did a crab boil last
No.
year.
No, I'd be dead.
Yeah, we found that out. Found that out when we went up to Uncle's.
Yes. At least at that point I could drink. Now I can't even drink.
Oh, well.
Okay.
On that note,
That's-
gentlemen, I need to get out and
Yeah,
get
well-
back to work.
We'll go
Again-
ahead. We'll wrap it here.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much again. I'm glad I could hang out with you guys. G Tony, you're late to the party, so catch you later.
Catch us on the rewind. But,
Absolutely. So
McLattery says, "How did I end up on the regional food?" That's the beauty of a podcast is that it goes
all
like
over the place.
all kinds of directions. Well, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We'll see everybody next week, 9:00, right here on YouTube. Peace out. Hope you all have a great weekend.
Laters.
later, guys.
Guys.